What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of a DarkFluff and Friends podcast.
What?
What do you call you guys? Just friends?
Friends.
Just people coming over, having some drinks, shooting the shit? Introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Chandra.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Vince.
Perfect, guys. By the topic title of the video or the podcast name, you guys will know that we are doing r/Am I the Asshole? And how this works is we're going to read the stories. We're all going to give opinions. And in the end, I'll tell you guys if the Reddit community voted the person as an asshole or not. And we will give our opinions if they are an asshole or not and see if it lines up with everybody else. I'll get into the story. If you guys have any opinions, just pop in, say hello, talk a little bit, and we'll just keep going on. I'm a 31-year-old single guy who lives alone in an apartment complex. I've lived there for 6 years. My neighbor across the hall is a woman around my age or a little younger. I actually don't know her first name, but I'll call her Katie. She lives across the hall from me diagonally and has for 2 years. We exchange hellos but aren't friendly, which is how it is with most of my neighbors. So I don't know how to cook, and due to losing one of my part-time gigs, I don't have much money for takeout anymore. I'm getting really sick of eating cheap fast food or box mac and cheese. I'm gaining weight and I never feel great. This is where Katie comes in. I can always smell her cooking in the hall, and it always smells amazing. I know it's not the other person at the end of our hall because it's a single old man. This motherfucker saying single old men can't cook.
Whoa.
Sexist.
Whoa.
Already an asshole in my books.
Brutal.
Vincent is a single but not old man, but he can cook.
I can cook up a storm.
Yeah, you can cook up a storm. I've even complimented it a few times. So, I got the idea that I'd offer her some money each week to cook a little extra and bring it over for me. Or I can pick it up from her at night. She's cooking anyway, and I'd love to have varied, presumably delicious food. I asked her the next time I saw her, and she looked surprised and said she couldn't because she was too busy. Which obviously doesn't make sense because she cooks every day. But the next time I saw her a few days later, I asked if she was sure, and I upped the amount that I was offering. And she said she was sure and that it was rude for me to ask, and that she isn't a housekeeper for hire, and I should get a housekeeper if that's what I want. She also called me a quote-unquote stranger, even though we've talked in the halls before.
Counts as talking. Just saying hey.
Hey, how's the weather today? All right, the last stretch. Overall, she made me feel like a big jerk and really embarrassed for even asking her, and a little mad because she was acting like I was being creepy. And trust me, I wasn't. I think asking her to split cooking wasn't completely outlandish since she cooks every day anyway. It wouldn't be so hard to make a little bit more. So am I the asshole? What do you guys think?
I'll start first.
You start. Give us your opinion.
I think he's not an asshole.
Okay.
But like, listen, hear me out first. Is that if I were the guy and I'm like asking my neighbors, can you cook for me because you cook amazing food and I'm paying you for it, then that's like a compliment. And if you're going to cook for it, like I'm paying for you, I'm buying a service for you. I wouldn't say it's like housekeeping or anything like that. That's different. That's coming in to do my laundry and like cleaning. Mm-hmm. But why is it rude? I don't understand why it's rude. It's like if you can't do it, then you can't do it. But it's not an asshole move that he's asking for her to be like, hey,
so
do you want to do that?
Do you think she blew it out of proportion by overreacting?
Yeah, 100%.
Was he being creepy?
Well, it's hard to tell if he's being creepy, right? Like,
Creepy is subjective.
yeah, that is subjective. Like maybe she already felt like, oh, he's hitting on me, or like that's a weird way to do it. Then
That was them talking in the hall.
yeah, or something, right? And then it would be like, yeah, why would I want to cook for you? You're like, who are you, right? But if he's genuinely asking just because he wants like home cooked meals, then, and she said no, then whatever, right? But why is it an asshole move?
So if a stranger were to come up to you, like that you lived in and you kind of had, talked to sometimes, and he was like, hey, Jen, since you cook dinner every day.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the way he came off as, like, he probably came off as an asshole.
Yeah, it could have been the way he came off.
You cook dinner every day. It can't be
You
hard.
might as well cook for me,
You might as well
too.
cook for me. Yeah. Maybe I can
It's
see
a tone, yeah.
He
But
might
it
have.
also could be him underestimating like how much extra effort is for her to cook for
It
somebody
is,
else, right?
because now you have to shop for extra food, or like you got to make bigger portions,
Volumes,
right?
yeah.
Right. Like,
And then on top of that, you got to like worry about then the extra power to cook and everything as well.
It really is not that much harder considering I meal prep every Sunday. Me creating 5 meals versus 6 meals doesn't make much of a difference at all. And I've been doing this for a couple years now.
I totally agree. Because, like, I meal prep on Sunday as well. So, like, if I'm meal prepping all my dinners and all my lunches and, like, times twoing it, it's actually easier and you save more money because you're bulking up your food.
Yeah, but she's probably not meal prepping because she's cooking different shit every day.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But another thing is, a lot of people that are single, and we're assuming she's single, right? When you get home from like a long day of work, you want to kind of like cook what's in your pantry. You don't want to have to like worry, oh, do I have enough for this guy today? Do I have enough for that guy today? Sometimes you just want to make like just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's not his housekeeper, like you said.
Plus, it's also a little bit of an inconvenience to her when this guy's relying on her every day for food.
That's so true. It becomes a burden, right?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
what about the days where he has to, like, she has to go out like to eat with her friends? You know?
Honestly, if
Or
I
like,
were
what
her,
if she just has plans after work? Like they make spontaneous plans after work one day. She's like, "Oh, I can't because I have to go cook home for my old neighbor across the hallway."
Is he old?
He called himself an old man, didn't he?
No,
I thought
he
was talking
didn't.
about a different
He's a
neighbor there.
31-year-old single guy.
So he's like Vince.
He should be. I mean, he should be able to cook for himself.
I wonder how much he offered to pay her.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, if I were her, I'd just up the dollar value and be like, fuck yeah, I'd cook for you.
Totally.
Just pay me.
I don't think he has that much money to pay her though. Up the dollar value, remember?
He was
'Cause
just
that
saying he didn't have a lot of money.
He's kind of.
Then that's the thing.
Pretty
I
right
would
now.
have retaliated and been like, how about this dollar? Then it's like an easy exit. Instead of saying, that's rude to ask me,
Okay,
Yeah, but then she could be kind of taking advantage of him if he says okay.
then money.
Jen, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you said you would cook for somebody else.
Yeah. If my neighbor came over.
I know, but hear me out.
Yeah.
What if he was like, JP, can I give you like $3 extra a week for you to like cook for me?
Right?
Would you do it?
No, I wouldn't.
So what if he like lowballed her and was like $250 a week, or like $250 a day?
Yeah. Then, okay, I can see that being as like, what do I look like your bitch that I'm going to cook for you?
Exactly. Maybe he like lowballed her.
Yeah. That's totally a thing.
Obviously, if he came up and was like, "I'll give you $100 a week," I'd be like, "Sure."
Yeah. Same.
Right? But I think the way maybe he priced it a little too, maybe she took offense because he thought her effort wasn't worth the money. Like, I'll give you $2 a day.
It couldn't even been her taking offense to it. Like they could already not be good neighbors.
Yeah, maybe she
Like 'cause
already
he
hates
said,
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he said that. Oh yeah, we've talked a few times, but like
Right.
maybe her interactions have not been great with him, and she's like, "You're a jerk. Why would I cook for you?"
Yeah.
Also, well, depending on her culture and religion, that can be viewed as just looking down on her.
That's true.
That hey, it's like
That's a
you're
good point
just
of
my
view.
helper. I can buy you off with a little bit of money. You're already doing a service like this.
Well, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
She can take great offense to it, just in terms of just like,
But-
I'm not just any service you can buy.
Yeah.
I don't think the problem was him asking the first time. I think it was him persisting again afterwards.
Second time.
Okay, so clearly from reading the comments, everybody thinks this guy's an asshole. And I'm going to read you
Really?
guys the top comment that had 25,200 points. The person says, "You're clearly making her extremely uncomfortable.
Right.
You've caused her to feel like she has to walk on eggshells when leaving and entering her own home because a strange man down the hall keeps insisting that she cook for him. Like, what the fuck?" She might even feel like you're monitoring her movement in and out of the apartment in order to ambush her about cooking for you, which he kind of is.
Yeah,
Like, if you're in your apartment, like, how do you hear somebody like coming out, right?
that's why
Like,
he's
he'd
becoming.
have to
That's why he's a
monitor.
creepy guy now.
Yes, he's the creepy guy, which will obviously creep her the fuck out and make her feel uncomfortable in her own home. 2, why on earth would you think that you're entitled to this person's cooking? Even if she were your spouse, this would be a problem. And you don't even know her. How did you hear her say no and keep pressing the issue? She's calling you a stranger because you are a stranger. She's telling you no because no. He did refer to her as like a stranger. I don't even know her name.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
know her
That's
first
what he
name.
said. And his third point is, I know it isn't the other person at our end of the hall because it's a single old man. Dude, fuck off with that nonsense. Old man can cook. So his final statement is, you are a jerk, you were being creepy, and you should be way more embarrassed than you already are. Stop harassing the neighbor, learn to cook, and leave her the fuck alone.
This is an apartment building, they said, right? This
Yeah.
is an
It's an
apartment
apartment
okay.
building.
So there's other neighbors on this floor that he could have asked as well after she said no.
Yeah, but he only says he smells her cooking.
Yeah, he targeted her because she
Oh.
smells. But like smell and taste
But
can be
yeah.
totally different, dude.
Yep.
How does he know it's her cooking? Is he like following his nose down the hallway?
Well, when I lived in an apartment complex, like
You know.
certain places, you know where that smell is coming from.
Guys,
Like, you know when someone's making curry.
Yep.
so
Everyone knows when someone's making curry.
listen, if I was that girl
Yeah.
and I didn't want to cook for him, like this
Yeah.
is just me. You know how when people ask you to do something and you don't want to do it,
Yeah.
so you do it horribly so they never ask you again? Just make the food smell really good
Yeah.
and just like give him shit food so he'll never ask you again.
Just load up with salt.
Just load it up with salt or like pepper, or like cook something that smells good and tastes good, but like give
So-
him something else.
You would take a way out like that.
I would take the way out like that if I was the girl. I'd be like, okay, yeah, let me cook for you. Just be like extra nice. Just give him food every day, but it just tastes like shit.
Oh my
What if he
goodness.
caught on and doubles down? He's like, yeah, it's delicious.
I wouldn't waste
Yeah, that's
each
such a waste of
other's
food.
time. I would just say, no, I'm not cooking for you. That's it. It
But I
is-
don't think it's like an asshole move to ask, though.
I think it was stepping over the bounds to do it.
Yeah, because you don't know anybody. You don't know the person.
But think of it like a business transaction.
But she never invited it.
Listen,
Okay, fair.
Yeah, she's
you're
not
True.
thinking
chef.
That's
you're
true.
thinking about the monetary value.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But,
that
like-
makes sense.
The courtesy part.
Yeah, we already went over this. What if he like lowballed her like $1 a day?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, if it was like an older person, I would understand a little bit more. Like if they're like in their 60s or 70s, because then it's an effort for them to cook too, right? Like they wouldn't have the same mobility and everything. You'd be a little bit more sympathetic toward him. But I mean, if he's like 31 years old, like
Yeah, he likely appears like he is mobile.
I have a question.
What?
What if he gets like food poisoning from eating her food? Like,
Well, that's the risk he's gonna take.
Of course.
She's not an establishment. You can't sue her,
okay.
right?
Right.
Okay, guys. So I'm reading through the comments, and everybody's saying he offered her $5 a day, and then he upped it to $10 per
Shut
day
up.
for her cooking. So I can see why she got
Yeah.
offended,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Wait, who commented that?
That's what everybody's saying. The initial offer was $5 a day, then they upped it to $10 a day.
So
I
did
don't-
he edit his initial post?
the original post was not updated. I don't know where these people got it from.
Are they just assuming that and kind of elaborating on that comment and speculation?
Could be not. Okay, let me see.
I
Let me see
wouldn't
what
do
else I
it
can
for
find.
$10.
All right, so he came back with a few edits. He said, the first edit, people keep assuming I'm sexist because I didn't think the old man who lives on the hall was a good cook. It's not an assumption for me. He and I lived across from each other for 6 years. The cooking smells didn't start until she moved in, and I've talked to her about how good her cooking smells before. And his second edit. Okay, it's abundantly clear that I was the asshole, and asking her was inappropriate. And as much as I hate to admit it, it was creepy.
yeah. it was
Okay,
creepy.
so he
Yep.
understood.
Yep. My instinct is to apologize to her, but since my instinct was to also ask her in the first place, I'll do the opposite and stay out of her hair. Thanks.
Smart.
So,
Well, I don't think it'd be bad if he wouldn't apologized.
yeah, totally. You could have gotten a friend out of that, right? Like, oh, yeah, we got off on the wrong foot.
Only apologize if you bump into her. Not
Yeah,
if
like
you're
don't go out of the way to
camping
apologize,
out
but
of her
like
door.
next
Yeah,
time you see her outside the hall when she's like scrambling with her keys, like, oh my god, here comes that
Yeah,
crazy
just
guy.
the door opens. Yeah.
Wait, ma'am, start running after her.
Wow.
So, JP, you think he's an asshole now, or you don't think he's an asshole?
I think he's somewhat of an asshole. Like, it's so hard. I need to like see the full situation of how he did it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I thought he was the asshole from the get-go.
I thought he was the asshole.
And Reddit community votes him as the asshole.
Damn, Reddit.
Well, yeah, because like going back to what Vince says, it's entitlement,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I ask you, so why can't you do it? You're making food, so why can't you just make extra?
Yeah. But like I said, it comes off as like, it depends how he's worded it and what his tone was like in their relationship. We don't understand that, right? There's so many factors that come into play.
From what he described, it's a very surface level relationship.
That's true. That's true.
I wouldn't cook for a stranger.
No,
Yeah.
Totally not. Not for
Yeah.
$5 or $10
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Like,
Be like $50 a day.
yeah.
Got $50 a day, he could afford to eat out.
Totally.
Yeah, it's
actually go
true.
out and
True.
eat.
Yeah.
True.
Anyways, guys, that was the episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed r/AmITheA. And yeah. I don't know
Thanks
what
for
else to say.
listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
We'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.